Hello, I am Razar and we are in Elite Dangerous. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to land on a low G or low grav planet. I already have one selected. I have a station actually selected there called Darnell's Progress. If you select a planet that's unexplored and you face it long enough, your chips or scanners will scan it and then it'll give you data on it. Like this one says Maya A to A distance and speed. Okay, if you don't do that you won't have the distance and speed thing down, which is fine. You don't have to have that, but it does help. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. We're going to select Darnell's Progress, and that's where we want to go to on the planet's surface. So how do we approach the planet? Well, again, with your throttle, you want to keep your speed kind of low. This is something that you want to do anytime you're approaching something. If you look at the center, I have the two curved blue lines on either side as I'm looking out. As I start approaching the planet, that's going to change slightly. I'll still have the one on the left hand side, but on the right hand side it's going to change right there. Now what that just changed to is up at the top it shows which degree you're going, like 90 degrees, 0 degrees. 0 degrees is usually the north of a planet. 180 degrees is south. 90 degrees would be east, heading east on the planet's surface, and 270 I think it is heading west. Okay, so on the right hand side you'll see a solid vertical blue line. It says was it 860 km, just started going up. Okay, that is actually showing your altitude from the planet's surface. Below that you'll see a small marker on that blue line. That shows this blue ring. Second marker shows a yellow ring. So what you want to do is when you get to the planet, you want to find out where your target is. Then you approach the planet. This is a low G planet, so we can approach fairly steep if we want to. I'm going to increase my speed lightly. And now we've gone into orbital flight. Now if you look, here it's going to show 0 is following the horizon, where you don't gain or lose altitude. On the positive side, you're increasing altitude. On the negative side, you decrease altitude. And right here is where we need to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch that solid bar on the right. We don't want to get below the bottom bar or below that yellow ring until we're close to our location. So keep watching your distance. We're around 600, so I'm going to start getting a little closer to that yellow line. Again, this is how to do it on a low G. On a high G planet, you'll want to approach with not as steep of an approach as what we're going to be using. Here we go. Alright, now we're getting within 300. When I am close to 150, I'm going to start nosing down. Again, you don't want your speed to be too high. Okay, so I'm bringing it down. If I come in too low or too sharp, see like cross lines appear there, that's too close in. When I drop below that yellow line, I'm going to go into a glide mode. Dropping some from orbital cruise and glide engaged. Now at this point, it's good to try and keep your distance close to what your elevation is. Not too much of a difference in them. And then whenever your elevation reaches about 7,000 km, you're going to drop out of glide mode. On a low G planet, you can just use your vertical thrust to level off. And as soon as you're within 7.5 km, you can request docking. I have docking pad 5. Now you can come in kind of steep. Excuse me, sorry about coughing. And then use your vertical thrust to try and level you off. And then you can use your vertical thrust to help you land. Now again, keep in mind that I'm doing it like this on a low G planet. On a high G planet, even the simplest downward thrust like this could end up slamming you into the ground from this high up. So you want to be careful of that. Now, since this is my docking pad, I can take some time to show you this. How to tell when you're approaching the docking pad correctly. If you notice the 5 is only at one end of the docking pad, not the other, your ship should be facing it. That's 1. 2, when you approach the pad, okay, you see this building on one side? It's got the radar sitting there rotating on it. Those buildings should be in front of you. So that's another way. Another way, a third way that you can tell, is this little piece here. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 2. What these are for is these are to deflect your engine's thrust. So that's third way. And the fourth way, and only other way that I know, is when you're approaching and you're about to land. If you look, you see which way my ship is facing in the hologram here in the center. It's facing me, so that's telling me I'm actually backwards. So if you take and flip your ship around, as you can see on the hologram, it's flipping around to face the same way I am. So that's what you want. You want it to face the same way that you're facing. And then you can land. And that's it. So I hope this helps you to see how to land on low G planets. If you want to, you can actually come up a bit further to your location before you turn down and start to go into glide mode. Just keep in mind that if you come in too sharp where those hex long lines are that showed up, it will kick you out of glide mode. Also, if you come in too fast, it'll kick you out of glide mode. So that's a few things to keep in mind. On a high G planet, you want to start your approach further back. You want to come in at a more shallow approach. On most high G planets that I've gone to, like 2 to 4 times Earth's gravity, what I usually do is I usually try to come in at about 10 to 15 degrees, and then if I need to, I can slowly curve back around back to my target and slowly dropping in altitude if I need to. It takes longer to land on a high G planet, but then again it also takes longer to land on a low G planet than it does land at a station. Now, one other thing of information, I showed you on the right hand side that vertical line that showed your altitude, the solid blue line. The line to the right of it, which is kind of faded with a bright blue mark in the center, that's going to show you how fast you're coming downward or going upward. As that starts filling up, going upward, you're increasing in altitude fast. If it's filling up going downward, then the more it fills up, the faster you're approaching the ground. So that's something to be wary of. If you want to know what gravity the planet is, look under where it shows your solid blue line. You will see 3 sets of numbers. The very bottom one shows the gravity. That top set of numbers, on mine, it is 22 point, it looks like 040, I think 8 at the end. My eyesight's really bad. That's your latitude. Your longitude, mine shows negative 30.4674. So that's your latitude and longitude. That helps you find locations that may not be marked automatically like this location is on your planets. So if you know the latitude and longitude, you can use that. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I do ask that you keep your comments clean. No foul language, no abusive language. Any of those comments will be deleted. I try to keep my channel clean so that people of all ages can enjoy the chat channel or the comment sections. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, please feel free to make them. If you like the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to hit the subscribe if you'd like to. Again, I am Razar, and thank you for watching the video.